Backlog. 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 Backlog.
Apparently that's been delayed for like weeks.
Yeah, I've noticed it in the...
I gotta... Hey, what was Backlog?
Backlog time. Backlog is part of Wulff Den podcast. We go through our backlog and backlog. Any game we've ever bought, we put into a little Excel spreadsheet. We're talking about 40 friggin' years of video games. 982 as it currently stands. More on the way, obviously. But today we're going to pick one at random, talk about it, regardless of whether or not we played it.
I'm not having a goof.
Wow, 666.
Number 666. Damn, I hope it's Doom.
It is.
It's gonna be Animal Crossing.
We got to re-roll. It's appropriate. It's the Resident Evil remake.
Did we talk about it?
We talked about it already.
Oh, okay. All right, that's kind of appropriate. Oh, I guess we'll
appropriate.
re-roll. Okay,
Yeah.
512.
512. That is. Oh boy.
You seem sad.
We're about to lose a lot of gamer cred right now, Bob.
Uh-oh.
It's Final Fantasy VII for the PlayStation 1.
Oh, no. I understand why you're upset about this. I did play this.
I played like maybe 20 minutes of it like a couple of years ago.
We played this when we got the PlayStation Classic, right? That's when I played it.
No, that's not when I played it.
Actually, I might not have even played it. I might have watched you play it on the PlayStation Classic.
Was it the PlayStation Classic? Because we have the disc for it.
I think I got the disc.
Did you get the PlayStation Classic?
I think we borrowed it for a video. Didn't I make a video on it?
I don't know. I do not remember ever like seeing a PlayStation.
You know
Classic.
what I think it was? I don't even think I made a video on the PlayStation Classic. I think we got the either FrameMeister or RetroTink. And I got a PlayStation Classic and ran it through that or something. And I remember you playing this. But on the PlayStation Classic.
What was the PlayStation Classic or was the PlayStation 2? Because again, we own the physical version of Final Fantasy VII for some reason.
It could be the PlayStation.
Yeah.
I'm remembering the Classic, but it could be the PlayStation.
Yeah.
2. But I think I got the physical version.
Yeah.
Because I knew this game was worth a lot of money. Even though it was the greatest hits edition, which is not worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got it from GameStop because we didn't sell PlayStation 1 games at the time, but we had Final Fantasy VII for some reason. So I just stole it from GameStop.
Yeah.
So that's why we have this game. So once GameStop stops selling a console, they penny out the games, which means you break them and throw them in the dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I break and throw out this game?
Yeah.
I'm going to steal it.
Right.
So that's why we have Final Fantasy VII. This is not in our wheelhouse at all.
No,
I do not like JRPGs.
Specifically turn-based JRPGs.
Yeah. I'd imagine if I played this when it came out, I would probably have some significance to it. But we weren't PlayStation people.
No, we were N64 kids.
Yeah.
I remember the commercials for this. They really made it seem like this was a big and epic thing. And that, the fact that it was only on PlayStation is added to the allure. Because also too, like, I didn't really know anybody who owned a PlayStation back then. All of my friends were N64 kids. So like, it just created this like aura of mystery around it. And because like, they didn't show much of the story. They didn't really tell you the story in the trailers and stuff. You just inferred like what you were seeing through these like really cool, like epic looking cutscenes. And then, years later when I finally actually saw, again, still didn't play it, but like when I finally actually saw what the game was, they didn't look like the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Like this does not look epic or cool at all.
It's touted for having one of the best stories in video games.
Specifically in the Final Fantasy series. Yeah.
This is going to be This is going to upset people a lot.
Yes.
But I'm equating this to Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not an RPG guy. I do not like turn-based combat,
Yeah.
but I really liked Pokemon when that came out because it came out, we played it, and my mind was blown by how good the game was. This has a similar combat style. So I'm imagining myself playing Pokemon with these types of cinematics and this type of exploration and stuff. This game probably would have blown my head clean off. I probably would have been like blown away by this game if I had played it at the time. But unfortunately, I didn't. This isn't my playstyle of game, and
No.
I'm never gonna play this game.
See, like this is one of those so my play experience with it was very brief. It was maybe only like half an hour at that. There was a lot of random encounters. There was a lot of turn-based combat like immediately. There wasn't a lot of like the meandering and the quest finding that you normally get with like games of this style. But that said, like what I played of it, like I didn't immediately hate. I think because when the game starts, it throws you into the action almost immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get off the train, you're with your team, you're like running on your mission. It felt like fast pace and very like action packed for a turn-based combat game.
So EPS in the YouTube chat is spamming that this is not a turn-based game, and I think he's just wrong. He says it's action turn-based or ATB, which I don't think is true.
I don't know what that means.
I think
active time battle system. According to Wikipedia, it employs an active time battle system in which the characters exchange moves until one side is defeated. The damage or healing dealt by either side is quantified on screen.
That's if you're taking turns.
Yeah.
What is it?
That's the thing. Yeah.
You're taking turns, man. What are we splitting hairs?
Yeah, like you select your moves from a menu. And then, like,
when it's your turn to hit the action,
yes,
you select it from a menu, and then you do it, and then it's the other guy's turn.
Yeah, it's not the same as like a Mass Effect or even like the modern Final Fantasies.
The modern Final Fantasies are real time.
Yes,
turn based. Well, real time. What do
they're
you?
They're real. No, they're real time.
Because it's not even turn.
They're closer to real time than whatever this is. Because when you hit the button, an action occurs on screen. That's what I'm talking about.
Doherty says not strict turns, but the characters have their own fill rates to fill their turn bar.
Okay.
Fill turn base.
So that's similar to Chrono Trigger. Then
I don't know.
I have played.
Can you tell that this is not our game? So it's not Pokemon type turn based, but there are turns.
Yes.
It's just sometimes somebody gets more turns than you.
Yes.
It's more closely to traditional turn based than it would be to real time.
Yes. So. I know, like, here's the thing. Like, this is definitely a blind spot in my gaming, like, overview, I would say. And, like, I feel, it's one of those things where, like, I feel like as a fan of, not just a fan of video games, but a fan of, like, the art form of video games, it's something that I should actually like sit down and experience for more than 20 minutes, because I do understand it's one of the most important video games ever released. I do understand like the history and the context of it. I do understand the fervent fan base for it. Think of it this way. Like, I can't tell you like anything about any Final Fantasy game except this one. Like, I know all the characters in it. I know all the story beats. I know like all the themes of it. All the other ones, fucked if I know.
It's definitely the most famous,
omnipresent, and most like, yeah.
The first Final Fantasy I ever played was 10 because I had a friend that was like, "You gotta play this game. It's the most amazing thing ever." And I borrowed it and I played the first hour, and I was like, "I don't like this game at all." I did play a little bit of the remake.
Yes,
I played the first like 2 demos that were and I liked it. It was cool. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I've got 40 hours to play a game that I might not like.
40 hours to play part 1 of a 3-part remake that apparently by the second part is no longer a remake of the game was remade.
So I would probably like the newer version better than this because it's real time.
Yes.
Although it's still what would you call it? Like a points based RPG,
something like that. Yeah.
What to say about it? But I would probably like that more. However, my understanding is that the new that remake of Final Fantasy VII takes the story and kind of shakes it up a little bit.
It makes it more of like a
weird like
meta reimagining of like what the original was. I would be more
like a multiverse version of the game.
I would be more interested in playing like the modern ports of this game, because it's the same game, but they add a lot of quality of life improvements like fast forwarding, minimizing random encounters, minimizing the importance of like stat boosting and things like that. Like a much more streamlined, lack of a better word, dumbed down experience so that, you know, twitchy normies like me like don't get bored with it that quickly. So I'd be interested in seeing like playing that version of the game, probably more so than like the remake trilogy.
So they have actually this version that I'm watching right here is the PC version.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one that you're referring to.
Yeah.
And that version is also on the iPhone.
Yeah.
The iPhone version is the PC version. So there you go. You could do that. But I don't know. I mean, I can't recommend any of these.
Yeah.
Because I haven't played much. But if I were to have a gun to my head and I needed to play one, it might just be the remake, because I think that's the most modern and easiest to digest for me. And that's all I have to say about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, I got nothing to add to this conversation.
You got a million ways to play this game.
Yeah. If you haven't played this game already, you're probably not going to play this game. But if you have played this game, you're probably trying to find out where we're recording from right now so you can knock on the door and like scream in our face. We will both be at Too Many Games, so you can scream to us.
That is true. Yeah. So we're wrapping up, but you played this while I was filming a video.
Yes.
It has to, you're saying you played it on the PlayStation 2.
I say I played it on PlayStation 2 because I do not remember ever touching a PlayStation Classic.
It must have been, I mean, I don't think I even made a video on the PlayStation Classic.
No.
But it must have been the OSSC or
one of those upscalers.
Or one of the upscalers, so that we could upscale a PlayStation 1 game.
Yeah.
That must have been why we were doing this. Anyway, thanks for watching the Backlog. We're sorry. We're going to continue our podcast now. Goodbye.
Bye.